just watched Mission Impossible Fallout. It's Fallout. It's 6. Where does this one rank? Let's find out. Welcome again, buyers of the things. It is I, Jonathan. My first overarching thought is this. 3 and 4 are a duology. 5 and 6 are a duology. And obviously, right, 7 and 8 are a duology. So what we have here, that's what I think, having not seen 7 or 8 yet, obviously. But what we have here, if I'm right, is a trilogy of duologies. That's a tongue twister. Maybe. I'm surprised that really the only thing about the movie that bugged me at all was occasionally Henry Cavill's accent not really landing. But mostly it was all fine. So I'd never seen this movie before. I just watched it. I just watched it. Got done 10 minutes ago. And yeah, I think this is, again, the sequels start where they start at the second movie. Not that it's a worthless movie, but it's the least of them. And they get progressively better. And this one has followed that pattern. So I'm expecting the final 2 to be mind-blowing. Now, I do think the stunts in this are now back pretty much up to the level of 4. Because I felt I don't think I had a problem with 5, but nothing's sticking in my brain the way 4 did. And the stuff in this movie is much closer to that. Although, as I stand here thinking about it, just the visuals of the tower in the 4th movie, yeah, it's so hard to beat that. It's really hard to beat that. But all the helicopter stuff and how completely ridiculous it is in Fallout here in 6, yeah, it's pretty much there. And I feel like there's a moment where you got 2 people fighting and there's a one-on-one, and it feels like a little bit for a second, it feels like the end of 2, but much shorter and more effective. That's, for me, at least, for me. 2 reminds me, I feel like if you've ever seen, what is it, Yakuza? No, what is that called? I don't know if I can think of the name right now. There's a Takashi Miike film that's about vampire Yakuzas. I can't think of yeah. And there's this crazy one-on-one slow motion punching fight in that is like a caricature almost of what's going on at the end of the second Mission Impossible movie. Those things make me think of each other. And neither one of those things quite work for me. And I don't think I'm alone there. The little taste of that at the end of Fallout here is, it worked, I thought. Yeah. Now, given the trajectory and then given where things are at with the general feedback I've heard about the next movie, I'm expecting another step up. So the bigger question then becomes, as we all know, how does Mission Impossible 6 Fallout compare to Mission Impossible 1, directed by Brian De Palma? You can't, there's no way to do it. I don't think there's any way to unseat the first movie, no matter how good of a job you do. There's a magic in that movie that can't be recaptured intentionally. I don't. So that's my feeling on it. Plus, for some reason, an older movie and the effects in the older movie, it's more impressive now. They've gotten so good at it nowadays that it's almost seamless. It's mostly seamless now. A lot of stuff that they're doing, you can't even tell anymore. Back then, you could see it a little better. There was still stuff you weren't going to catch, but it was much clearer. It's obviously going on here, but so much of it I mean, not only feels real, a lot of it actually, like there's a shot underneath the undercarriage of a helicopter and Tom Cruise is under there and there's a rope going. So there could be something, but the way that shot, that looks like to me, and knowing, you know, how they make these movies to some degree, that's probably real. Like it looks very real, almost like a fancy GoPro is shooting this shot and it's a little wide and everything's in focus, like no matter how deep in the field you are, and it looks great and it looks real. And if it's not, they did a good job on that. It was convincing, and then the other stuff in it, it's just, you don't notice it. It's just like, yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's just pretty amazing. Like how, so it's just because of that, it's not nearly as impressive because you're not even thinking about it, which is a good thing. But that first movie's got a little bit of character now because of, I don't know that, yeah. Anyway, so first movie still wins. And then we're reverse order for spot 2 on down for the rest of the sequels, ending with the lowest spot being 2. Which I still feel like it shouldn't be the case, but it is the case. It is the case. And I really like how they closed the gap a little bit on Tom Cruise's, you know, wife/ex-wife storyline and this other lady. I guess the biggest question I have after that is Alec Baldwin dead? We'll see in the next movie. I don't even know, even if he's not, maybe he wasn't, I don't even know if he's in the next movie. Who knows? The next movie was only made a couple years ago, so. And the one that's about to come out is like, it's direct, like part 2, basically. So this is clearly a duology, but for sure, like 3 and 4 felt like a pair, and 5 and 6 just felt like a pair. And then, of course, all 4 of those fit together. And we'll see if what these last 2 do. And first of all, I gotta go watch, what is it, Dead Reckoning, and then Final Reckoning, or something like that. It's the last one. We'll see. Anyway, until next time, peace.